Hello future nurses, welcome to Smart Nurse Guide. This video is related to signs of pregnancy. Not just the list of signs, I will give you super easy mnemonics so that you will never forget the signs of pregnancy and can easily learn them. So let's begin. Signs of pregnancy. Signs of pregnancy includes presumptive signs, probable signs, and the positive signs. Presumptive signs are the subjective signs. Probable signs are the objective signs, and positive signs are the definitive signs. Presumptive signs only mother can feel. Only mother feels means these are the subjective signs that only the mother feels and only mother will verbalize these signs. Probable signs observed by the examiner. These are the objective signs that will be observed by the examiner, like nurse or the doctor. Presumptive signs, we can't confirm pregnancy. If the presumptive signs are present or felt by the mother, we cannot confirm the pregnancy. Probable signs, stronger evidence but still not 100% proof for pregnancy. For probable signs, there is a stronger evidence that these signs must be related to pregnancy, but still not 100% proof for the pregnancy. Positive signs confirms pregnancy. These are the 100% confirmatory signs for the pregnancy. And first we will study the presumptive signs. Presumptive signs include amenorrhea. Amenorrhea is absence of menstruation. Means the mother will verbalize that I have missed periods for this month or for 2 months, like this. That is amenorrhea. Fatigue. The mother will feel lethargic and will be tired all the day. Breast tenderness, feeling of fullness, enlarged breast, increased pigmentation of areola. These are the complaints that the mother will tell, that I am having breast tenderness or feeling of fullness, breasts are enlarged, or there is increased pigmentation of the areola. Urinary frequency is increased or bladder irritability. Quickening. Quickening is the first perception of fetal movement felt by the mother and occurs at 16 to 20 weeks. Quickening is that during pregnancy at around 16 to 20 weeks, when mother first time feels the fetal movement, that is known as quickening. Nausea or emesis. Emesis is vomiting. So these are the presumptive signs that include amenorrhea, fatigue, breast tenderness, feeling of fullness, enlarged breast, increased pigmentation of areola, urinary frequency increased or bladder irritability, quickening, and nausea or emesis. Now the mnemonics to learn presumptive signs. As the word suggests, presumptive, so the mnemonic will be presume. Now we will learn the presume. P stands for periods are absent, that means amenorrhea. R stands for really tired, fatigue. E stands for enlarged breast. S stands for sore breast. U stands for urinary frequency increased. M stands for movement perceived, that is quickening. And E stands for emesis and nausea. So this is the mnemonic to learn presumptive signs, and this is very easy because presume word itself derived from presumptive, so it is a similar word. Presumptive signs, the mnemonic is presume, and P will stand for periods are absent, that is amenorrhea. R really tired, fatigue. E enlarged breast. S sore breast. U urinary frequency is increased. M movement perceived, that is quickening, and E that is emesis and nausea. Differential diagnosis for presumptive signs. Now what is differential diagnosis? Differential diagnosis means, as we have studied earlier, that presumptive signs are not the confirmatory signs for pregnancy. That means these signs can be related to pregnancy or cannot be related to pregnancy. If these signs are not related to pregnancy, then that means that there must be some other disease condition or other diagnosis of the mother due to which these signs are present. Means the signs will be related to some other disease condition. Let's study those differential diagnoses. Oral contraceptive use. If mother is on oral contraceptive use, then there will be breast changes, breast tenderness, or feeling of fullness in the breast. So breast changes can also occur due to the oral contraceptive use. GI disturbance. GI disturbance can cause nausea and vomiting. Cerebral irritability. Cerebral irritability is also related to morning sickness. Brain tumor can also cause nausea and vomiting, that is known as morning sickness during pregnancy. Urinary tract infection. If there is urinary tract infection, urinary frequency will increase or bladder irritability will occur. PCOD. Because of PCOD there will be amenorrhea. And emotional stress causes amenorrhea. So that means the presumptive signs that we studied can be due to some other diagnosis, which are the differential diagnosis for presumptive signs, that include these: oral contraceptive use, GI disturbance, cerebral irritability, brain tumor, urinary tract infection, PCOD, and emotional stress. So this was all about the presumptive signs. Now let's study the probable signs. Probable signs are the objective signs that are observed by the examiner, like observed by the nurse or the doctor. Probable signs include positive pregnancy test for determination of presence of human chorionic gonadotrophin, HCG. We know that for confirmation of pregnancy, HCG is the pregnancy test that is done. If there is presence of HCG but required level, then that means the mother is pregnant. And we will detect HCG in blood at around 4 to 12 weeks. Means when a mother is pregnant at around 4 to 12 weeks, HCG can be detected in blood and in urine 6 to 12 weeks. Which are the which are the signs for positive pregnancy test? Hager sign. Hager sign is the softening of isthmus. During pregnancy, softening of isthmus occurs. That is known as Hager sign. Osiander sign. Increased pulsation felt through the lateral vaginal fornices. There is increased pulsation that is felt through the lateral vaginal fornices, and that is known as Osiander's sign. Chadwick's sign or Jacquemer's sign. Bluish discoloration of the mucous membranes of cervix and vagina. The mucous membranes of cervix and vagina turn bluish. That is Chadwick's sign or the Jacquemer sign. Next is the Goodell signs. Goodell sign is the softening of cervix. Ballottement of fetus. Ballottement of fetus is the rebounding of fetus against the examiner's fingers on palpation. Means during palpation, when the examiner will palpate the abdomen, then the fetus will rebound to its original position. That is ballottement of fetus. Braxton Hicks contractions. These are the irregular, painless contractions that may occur intermittently throughout pregnancy. Means during the time period of pregnancy, the mother will feel contractions, but that will be irregular and painless. That are known as Braxton Hicks contractions. Enlargement of uterus will occur, and changes to skin pigmentation such as linea nigra or striae gravidarum. Linea nigra is this. This is the dark perpendicular line on the abdomen of the mother that appears during the pregnancy, and striae gravidarum. These are the stretch marks that appear on the abdomen. Linea nigra and striae gravidarum. So these were the probable signs. Positive pregnancy test, that is for detection of HCG, Hager sign, Osiander sign, Chadwick's sign or Jacquemer's sign, Goodell's sign, ballottement of fetus, Braxton Hicks contractions, enlargement of uterus, and changes to skin pigmentation such as linea nigra or striae gravidarum. Next, we will study the mnemonics for probable signs. Mnemonics for probable signs is P hobbies. P stands for probable, from the word probable P, and hobbies. Now P stands for positive pregnancy test, that is detection of HCG in blood and urine. H stands for Hager's sign. O stands for Osiander's sign. B stands for Braxton Hicks contractions. B stands for ballotment of fetus. I stands for increased uterine size. E stands for external skin changes. And S stands for softening of cervix. So this is the mnemonic for probable sign. P, hobbies, means P for probable hobbies. P is positive pregnancy test. H is the Hager's sign. O is the Sanders sign. B, Braxton Hicks contractions. B, allotment of fetus. I, increased uterine size. E, external skin changes. And S, softening of cervix. Softening of cervix is Goodell sign. Next are the differential diagnosis of probable signs. Similarly, as we studied the differential diagnosis of presumptive sign, there will also be differential diagnosis of probable sign, because these are also not the 100% proof for pregnancy. These are the strong evidences but not the 100% proof. Differential diagnosis include degenerative disease of pregnancy, hydatidiform mole. Hydatidiform mole is a degenerative disease of pregnancy, due to which HCG will be increased. So when we will perform the pregnancy test, HCG will be increased, and the mother or the examiner will think that it is a positive pregnancy test. But the increased HCG can be due to the degenerative disease of pregnancy, that is hydatidiform mole. Chorionic carcinoma. Chorionic carcinoma can cause enlargement of uterus. Pelvic inflammation can also cause changes in the reproductive tract. Fibroids, uterine fibroids can increase the size of uterus. Tumors, uterine tumors or the tumors in the reproductive tract can cause these signs. So these are the differential diagnosis for the probable signs. Degenerative disease of pregnancy, that is hydatidiform mole, chorionic carcinoma, pelvic inflammation, fibroids and tumors. Next are the positive signs. Positive signs, now the 100% confirmatory signs of pregnancy. Visualization of fetus through ultrasound or X-ray at 5 to 6 weeks. Through ultrasound, the fetus will be visible at 5 to 6 weeks. That will confirm the pregnancy. Also at X-ray, but X-ray is not recommended usually because of the radiation exposure risk to the mother as well as to the fetus. So ultrasound is commonly done. Fetal heart rate. Transvaginal ultrasound 5 to 6 weeks. Fetal heart rate will be detected through transvaginal ultrasound at 5 to 6 weeks, abdominal ultrasound at 7 to 8 weeks, and by fetoscope at 20 weeks. So this will be the confirmatory sign when fetal heart rate will be heard. Transvaginally 5 to 6 weeks, at 5 to 6 weeks of pregnancy, abdominal ultrasound at 7 to 8 weeks of pregnancy, and by fetoscope at 20 weeks of pregnancy. Fetal movements. Fetal movements will be palpable at 22 weeks of pregnancy. Means during palpation, the fetal movements are palpable at around 22 weeks and visible in the later pregnancy. Fetal parts palpable. So these were the positive signs: visualization of fetus through ultrasound or X-ray, fetal heart rate, fetal movements, and fetal parts palpable. Now these are the obviously 100% confirmatory sign. If we will visualize fetus, if heart sound will be heard, or if the movements will be palpated, parts will be palpable, then that means that this is a 100% confirmed pregnancy. Mnemonics for positive sign. Now, as we have already discussed that this is the 100% confirmation for pregnancy, that means that mother or that woman is going to be a mom soon. So for the mnemonic of positive sign, the mnemonic is mom. M stands for movements of fetus, U stands for ultrasound showing fetus, and M stands for measurement of fetal heart rate. So the mnemonic mom. Mom means that these are the positive signs and the mother is pregnant. Movement of fetus, U ultrasound showing fetus, and M measurement of fetal heart rate. You are pregnant mom, 100% confirm. Like this, you can remember the positive sign because they are the 100% confirmatory signs. You are pregnant mom, 100% confirm. And that's it. You now you know the signs of pregnancy in a way that's simple, memorable, and exam friendly. Learning doesn't have to be hard. With smart tricks, even toughest topics become simple. And for more such simple learning of the topics with smart tricks, follow Smart Nurse Guide. Thank you.